true to this day. Now let's move on to our prepared speech. Our first speaker is visiting us from Uganda. She's a student of Monterey Institute of International Studies. She is studying to become a conflict resolutionist. She was voted in last week and is showing extraordinary commitment by immediately giving her Icebreaker. Here to give us a 46-minute speech entitled Led by Passion, please welcome Joyce Laker.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Confronting a challenge is the beginning of new challenges in your journey. My passion is guided by faith, and I strongly believe in my passion for the decisions that I make. Have you ever been challenged in life in a circumstance where it was beyond your control, but your passion decided your destiny? Have you ever taken a risk, persevered, and your passion took you through to achieve the goal you wanted? Have you ever reached a bliss point in your life and your passion walked you through the break-even point? Have you ever been guilty making an argument and your passion gave you comfort? I come from northern Uganda, a place that has experienced a prolonged conflict, a region where human rights, human dignity, and social justice is a mere dream. As the only child who was nurtured among 15 other orphans by a single mother, I am humbled by my experience and challenged by the suffering and the perseverance of women. As I grew up, my mother established my passion, and she decided that I should become a medical doctor. My mother forgot one thing, that every time I paid a visit in the hospital, I came back when I was traumatized and sick. How can a medical doctor who is expected to spend 60% per day of her hours be traumatized by just the side of a hospital? I simply thought that if that was the decision my passion made, then it was simply traumatizing and making me go through a mental torture. My passion led me through. I eventually got my bachelor degree in statistics with specialization in development planning, and my master's in development studies with specialization in women's studies. My passion was all about women's rights, all about social justice, all about gender justice, and all about peace. All my dream was to work in and on the conflict in northern Uganda. I survived 4 ambushes. What would you do if a bullet with mercy came and picked your hat that you were wearing and simply left a scratch for memory? Would you have decided to leave the thousands of women and children that were survivors of massacre, that were survivors of rape, that were survivors of hunger? It was a hard choice to make, but I persevered. And I had a lot of choice to make. I was to leave my job and go and sit back home. I was to leave my job and look for another job. But my passion led me through and told me this is the place where your service is most needed. I got married eventually, And just 1 month after my marriage, I was demanded to make a choice, either to become a wonderful housewife, to choose and look for another job, or to demand for relocation. I did not have an answer. It was one fateful day with humility when I told my husband that I have finally decided that I'm going back to work. My husband looked at me for almost 2 seconds without a word. I was guilty. Finally, he took a deep breath and he told me, Joyce, let the Lord lead you through. I was so excited. I wish you were just there peeping through the ventilation to see the joy I had. A joy I managed to control to ensure that there was no second thought about it. And my passion led me through. I persevered, I took the risk, and I served the people. The worst moment came when I had my first baby. This time it was not only the fact that the insecurity had intensified, but negotiation was prohibited. I could not take the risk. I could not risk my child's life. And so I was simply to execute a decision that was made in my absence. I had to go back and work. I left my child with my mother. I would drive every weekend to go and breastfeed. And I had to serve the people. I persevered. With all the difficulties, challenge to challenge, challenges to challenges, my passion led me through. Thank you.